We have fun here even before the show starts, ladies and gentlemen. We're always laughing, having a good time. Welcome to the show. This is Punchlines. I'm Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan, live from the South Point Sportsbook. Right there, right behind me, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going with glasses today. Why not? It's a Glasses Thursday. No, wait, I look over at Ryan McCormick, our producer, Ryan Spice McCormick. You had the glasses on 30 seconds ago. Now you took them off. You want to? Well, so now you're Superman.
What you're talking about.
This is Superman, and then you put them on, you're Clark Kent. No one recognizes you.
Go. Yeah.
Frank Murgy, one of our subscribers. How many subscribers are we up to?
Boeing 747.
747 jet coming in for a landing. If my mom's watching, she'll laugh. Anytime it was 747 in the house as a child, I would yell out, 747 jet coming in for a landing. And the reason being was we had digital clocks. My dad had these digital clocks that slowly turned. It was like really futuristic for the mid-70s. And then we got a note sent home with me from the teachers. Frank doesn't know how to tell time.
Oh, my God.
Because we were learning how to tell time with the hands. And this was because we were a futuristic family. We were like the Jetsons. Remember the Jetsons, Ann? Anyway, yeah. So I didn't know how to tell time, so we had digital clocks. But I would announce 7:47 anytime. And I'll still do it occasionally to myself or with strangers. And, you know, they think there's something wrong with me. But it's just me carrying on a childhood tradition. Anyway, Ryan, yesterday Frank Murgy also pointed out that you had the spiky hair and, you didn't have the glasses on. You have a little bit more of an edge that way. And that's when you kind of, sarcastically flipped at me as sure. Remember, I told he used to be Mr. Nicotero. Yes, we get you water, Mr. Nicotero? Now it's just, sure. Give the kid some camera time. Look what happens. I love him. He's great. Ryan McCormick is our producer. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, here in the 702. That's Las Vegas. Thursday Night Football, Pac-12 Championship. We're going to get to all of it. Today on the show, Kevin Belinkoff. Kevin, there's been requests for Kevin's appearance. Is that not right?
Yes, there has been.
Yes. And he will join the Three-Timer Club with Dwayne Colucci.
Colucci,
they got it. And Josh Yowie, he also is a three-timer this week. Everyone's on. And then later on in the show, live in the studio, Jeff Parles.
Parles Nation, Parles Power.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun on the show. This is what we're about. We're here to entertain and have some fun. Today is November 30th. Can you believe that? Which means you only have 24 days to finish your Christmas shopping. Ryan, are you one of these people who finished the Christmas shopping early?
Yeah. I mean, I've already got the cruise gifts, so.
Oh my! Wait, did you guys just hear that? Did you guys just hear the pressure put on us? It's funny because I was gonna say, hey, should we do like a Secret Santa thing? Apparently, no. No? Okay, no. So the cruise gifts.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got something too?
I'm part of the crew?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I got something coming.
We're family here.
Oh, yeah. We are a family.
I thought he was going on a cruise. He said crew. Okay.
Oh, crew. No, he didn't say cruise. He bought cruise gift. We're going on a cruise? What? We're going to do the show live from the Atlantic. So you have 24 days to get your Christmas shopping done. I'm the guy who's at 7-Eleven. Like, do you guys rap here? Can you rap? Can you rap a box of Cheez-Its? Yeah? Okay, good. It's show number 37. We're up to show 37. And then did you do jerseys for 37?
I didn't do jersey numbers.
No, we didn't do jerseys. That's right. We're doing something different today.
Yep.
We're doing athletes that are 37 years old. I thought that's interesting because you think 37, back in the day, no one still played at 37. A lot of people are still going at 37. So who do we got here? We got Marshawn Lynch is 37 years old.
Yes, he is.
But from all the Skittles he's ate, his body's actually like 54.
Okay.
The man ate Skittles on the sideline because his mom gave him Skittles when he was a kid when he'd score a touchdown. So he kept doing that.
I adopted that when I was in high school.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you're sitting behind the desk and not pro right now, right?
Could be.
Did you really eat Skittles?
Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor? There's a correct answer.
Well, like color Skittle?
Yes,
or
color Skittle. What's your favorite one?
Aren't they all the same?
No, they taste different. Taste the rainbow.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's like Fruit Loops.
Are they all the same? You might have a taste bud issue, right? I don't know.
I don't know. I like the sour ones. So.
I like yellow and orange. Oh, sour. I can't take that anymore. Anyway, so who do we have that's 37 years old? Jimmy Graham. And he re-signed with the Saints, did he not?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, fantasy monster for years, Jimmy Graham. I remember drafting him in like round 1 or 2 when I played fantasy football. I don't anymore. I retired because it caused too much stress in my life. It really did. I had 2 teams. It was too much. Candace Parker. Yeah, that's a great shot of her on the Aces, right?
Yep.
Rajon Rondo, is he still in the NBA or is he finally out?
I don't believe
Bounced around to a million teams, Celtics, Lakers. Rafael Nadal, one of the best ever, holding up. Is that him or is that John Elway holding up that trophy?
Yeah, that's
That is Rafael Nadal. That's not John Elway. We have to check every time now when we have an athlete holding up a trophy to make sure it's not John Elway. From now on, you know what? That John Elway picture, we're just going to throw that in a lot of images. We had Troy Aikman's birthday. It's some shtick. We accidentally threw Elway in there. And when I say we, I mean Ryan McCormick. All right. Anyway, Shaun White, come on. He's the greatest flipper on a surfboard, ski board, whatever that's called.
The flying
Snowboard.
tomato?
Flying tomato. That's what they called him, right? The flying tomato, because he's got the red hair. I actually talked to him in an airport one time. Super nice guy. And people were coming up to him. He was signing autographs. And I'm like, Frank Nicotero right here. I got a pen out. You ready? There it is. Customer number 2 from the Wishmaster. By the way, the Christmas season is upon us. I will start reminding everyone to watch the Creepshow episode that I was one of the stars of with Adam Pally and the lovely Anna Camp from the Pitch Perfect movies. It's the Christmas special Creepshow. I'm one of the leads in it. We'll show a clip later when we get closer. Calais Campbell, my God, he's on the Ravens now, right?
No, he's on the Falcons.
Falcons, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, there's his jersey. Yeah, and Usain Bolt, the fastest, and Usain Bolt, come on. This guy, this guy could get out of bed and still win that gold medal.
Do you notice that top right corner?
What's that? Top right corner? Carnell Lake, you snuck it in. That's the only 37 I could think off the top of my head. Carnell Lake, who had a jaw like this. No, I'm not intimating that usually if you have a jaw this big, that could mean something, but Carnell Lake went to UCLA where he was a linebacker. Steelers drafted him, throw him in the secondary, and he became an all-pro. I want to say he might have even made an all-decade team. He is a forgotten player in the NFL. Carnell Lake, number 37, UCLA Bruins. Love Carnell Lake. Anyway, that's athletes that are 37 years old.
1990s all-decade team.
What's that?
1990s all-decade team.
He did make the all-decade team. That's what I mean. No one remembers Carnell Lake. All-decade team in the night. He was dominant. I mean, that's when we had Rod Woodson was also a dominant. I mean, the Steelers, they should have won a Super Bowl in the 90s. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Today is also National Personal Space Day. Promotes kindness towards sensitivities and supports healing and self-protection by recognizing everyone's right to decide how and when to be touched. Do you like to be touched, Ryan? This is why we have you behind glass. I wanted to mention this because Ryan was supposed to be here as the producer, and he said, no, I need my personal space. No, he didn't. Anyway, yeah. You know what? I don't like massages. Don't touch me. I don't like massages.
At all?
I'm not a fan. I've had maybe 2 massages in my life, and I'm like, I don't know. Ann, do you like them?
No.
Again, Ann and I in sync with everything. Coke Zero, no massages. That's the weirdest sentence of all time. But anyway,
Jimmy will take your massage, no problem.
You'll what?
Jimmy Vaccaro?
Yeah.
He'll take your massage, no problem.
He loves massages. Yeah. I just don't like. What's that?
Twice a day.
He goes twice a day. Jimmy Vaccaro gets massaged twice a day. Wow, that's something I did not know. Now I do know. Next time he comes in, I'm going to say, "You look very relaxed, Jimmy." Yeah, I don't like to. I don't. Okay, let's move on.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the fast takes. Open up the fast takes. Let's do it. Frank's fast takes. Cue the graphic.
All right, begin.
All right, begin. How does this look? Does the kids do the jackets all the way up?
All the way up. Wearing a turtleneck.
I'm trying to be you. Oh, I got some of my neck. I might be bleeding on national TV. Is this Tag TV? What is this? YouTube? 747 subscribers. We got to get to Hank Aaron by tomorrow. Come on, get it to 755. Happy birthday. Oh, no, we want to talk about Heart 8 first. All right. So yesterday, we had my buddy Reno Paul on the show. And Paul, he even had his Reno hat on, and he talked about those casino cards. Remember, he fanned them out. He must have had, what, like a dozen of them?
Yeah.
And he likes to go to the casinos
that he had
in
quick
Reno,
access
Nevada.
to.
What?
He had 12 of them that he had quick access to.
Yeah, he had quick access to them. They're laid out right on his desk there when he was doing the interview. Anyway, so there's a movie, Ryan. Have you ever seen the movie Hard 8?
I have not.
Okay, this movie Hard 8 that Chris Andrews, our sportsbook director here at the lovely South Point Casino here in Las Vegas, Nevada, pointed out the movie Hard 8 to me, and I'd forgotten about it, and it was filmed entirely in Reno. Now, this was written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who a couple years later made Boogie Nights, which is one of the finest movies of all time, and that's about the adult industry. And have you seen Boogie Nights? Do you know the prosthetic at the end? Made by my cousin, Greg Nicotero.
All right.
It was. He has an effects company. They're an Oscar-winning effects company. They won an Oscar for Narnia. He's done Walking Dead. He's done a million things, but I always like to point out that he made the fake prosthetic. And by the way, for me to stand still and for them to mold that, it took a lot of time. You know I had to go there. Anyway, thank you, Kevin, for laughing at that. Anyway, Hard 8 is this movie that Paul Thomas Anderson made. It takes place in Reno, and the cast is exceptional. The late Philip Baker Hall, passed away. Philip Seymour Hoffman is also in the movie. That's maybe why I'm getting messed up. They're both passed away. John C. Reilly, Gwyneth Paltrow, Sam L. Jackson. This is a great movie filmed entirely in Reno. And the reason Chris thought about this, I think it's $3.99 on Amazon. It might be free on YouTube. Check it out on YouTube after you watch our show. But it's a great movie, and they tell you how you can earn comps and get free stuff with casino cards. And there's a strategy behind it. So Chris was pointing that out. Do we have the poster of Hard 8? Did we already throw it up?
No, you can roll it.
Oh, yeah, throw up the Hard 8 poster because you'll be amazed at the cast. It's unbelievable. And anyway, there, and this is the trailer. There's the poster. I mean, look at the cast in this movie. Paltrow, Riley, Philip. It is Philip Baker Hall, but Philip Seymour Hoffman, Sam Jackson, they have small parts. This is a great movie about gambling. You should definitely watch this over the weekend. But he kind of, you see, he's kind of showing them how you can get those comp cards to really work for you. So there's a strategy, and that's the way we wanted to phrase this. Strategy on how you can take advantage of them. But it's a great movie. So if you've never seen Hard 8, make sure you watch Hard 8. All right, let's get to birthdays. I mean, come on, this guy was the GOAT when I was a kid. Bo Jackson, happy birthday, Bo Jackson, who was everywhere when I was a kid. Watch him crush this ball. Oh. Come back into the mound. This is where he breaks the bat.
Yep.
All right. This is how strong Bo Jackson was. No one did this at the time. Over his head. You might have seen a guy do it over his knee, never over the head. And you got him in the Raiders outfit and the Royals. Now, this is weird because I love Bo Jackson. Now, he was like Superman. And this is the play that really hurt his career, ended his career. He gets tackled here, and you think it looks like a normal tackle. But basically, like, the muscle was ripped off his hip bone. It was brutal. It just looked like a random tackle against the Bengals. And from then on in, he walked with a limp. He gave up football. He ended up playing with the White Sox. He played for, do you like the White Sox or only the Cubs?
Cubbies. North side.
Only the Cubbies. But Bo Jackson, happy birthday. He is 60 today, right? Yeah, 61.
61.
61 years old. Happy birthday, Bo Jackson. Thought he was invincible, but that tackle didn't look like it was going to really do any damage, but it really kind of ended his career, and it was against the Bengals, for oh, God's sake. Also, happy anniversary to Tony Dorsett, or Dorsett, which I'll get into in a minute. He won the Heisman back in 1976 on this day. There he is, Tony D. University of Pittsburgh, national champions.
That's him breaking the rushing record.
This is him breaking the rushing record?
Yeah, and for NCAA.
Look at him go. That's against that looks like Notre Dame, too. I love the 70s shoulder pads. Those are gigantic.
Yep.
They've obviously perfected them, made them smaller and more lightweight, but that's when you knew a guy was a stud, when he wore those giant football pads. Yeah, Tony D, man, University of Pittsburgh. Who was the coach? Johnny Majors, I think. Now, here's the thing. He went on to the following season. He got drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, and he wins the Super Bowl. And people are like, wait, how did the Heisman winner end up with the team Dallas, who was loaded already? It was a weird trade that Seattle Seahawks and Dallas Cowboys, they exchanged a 14th overall, a 30th overall, and a 41st overall, and a 54th overall. So Dorsett could be drafted by the Cowboys. He told the Seahawks he would not play for them, so he kind of Elwayed them. Signed a 5-year contract worth a reported $1.1 million, and that was the first contract in Cowboys history to exceed $1 million.
And now NIL deals are getting
NIL deals are money. Dak Prescott makes what, 33, 34, 38 million? Dak Prescott makes $2 million a game. Tony Dorsett, a 5-year deal worth $1.1 million. So he's making $250,000 a year. That's 1 3 and out for Dak Prescott right there. And Tony Dorsett, and the first overall pick was Ricky Bell, and I'm pretty sure Ricky Bell was out of Notre Dame or out of USC, and he went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they were horrible. That's why they had the first pick. That's when they were 0-16. But Tony Dorsett, now he also changed the pronunciation of his name. Now, when he was in college, it was Tony Dorsett. Tony Dorsett. And then some fan outside of Detroit Stadium goes, Tony Dorsett! And he liked it, so he had his name legally changed to Tony Dorsett, the syllable, emphasis on the second syllable.
Spelled the same?
Spelled the same, but in college, if you watch old highlights, it'll be like, here's Tony Dorsett.
Yeah.
But when he got to the pros, it was Tony Dorsett. Very interesting. But anyway, he won the Heisman. Congratulations, Tony. Good guy from Aliquippa, out Beaver Falls way, where I was born. And then today is also the anniversary, sorry, Alabama fans, if you're watching, of the Kick Six. The Kick Six, because they used to cut to her in the national championship game. Oh, my God. The internet has made people stars, haven't they? I just saw, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember. A.J. McCarron's still on a roster, too, somewhere. Jeff, where's A.J. McCarron play? Anyone know? Is he still the Bengals backup?
Dylan?
He is again. That's right. They re-signed him. A.J. McCarron. Anyway, one of the greatest plays. All right. One more story about gambling, in a way. Red Lobster. You're like, how does Red Lobster fit into a gambling show? Well, I'm going to tell you. Red Lobster took a gamble and lost big. It was a simple plan. They were going to offer their endless shrimp for $20. where customers could eat as much shrimp as they wanted. They took a gamble. There it is. They've been doing it for 18 years. And you have the prices scratched out. Yeah, they made a mistake. The guy said, we knew the price was cheap, but the idea was to bring more traffic in, and things went a little too well. The endless shrimp was popular, more than expected, and they lost $11 million in the third quarter because you can't ever underestimate the appetite of Americans. And you offer them endless anything, oh, they're going to go all day. I remember this happened like 30 years ago, too, and the guy went, we severely underestimated America's appetite. So anyway, they had to increase the price. They took a gamble and lost. It's now $25 to get all you can eat shrimp at Red Lobster.
Which they aren't pricing it that way to like have it cover the cost.
Right.
They're just doing it to get people into the restaurant.
Right.
Thinking,
It's a promotion. They want to get people in the door and hope they'll order, hey, maybe while they're there, they'll order some actual lobster where we mark it up and get great. Or soda, which is about 2 cents a cup for us, and we charge you $4. No, people are just coming in going, I'm here for the shrimp. And anyway, Red Lobster lost on that gamble. And then we had a couple more birthdays we wanted to mention. We wanted to give Bo Jackson his fair due. There he is, Ben Stiller, 58 years old. Happy birthday to Ben Stiller. You're probably a fan of the male model movie. Why can't I think of it?
Oh, Zoolander?
Zoolander, my God.
Yeah, more Night at the Museum.
Yeah, okay, Night at the Museum. There you go. Now, Ben Zoolander, I'm not in. Girlfriend, a lot of people love it. I think it's overrated. But far left picture, Tropic Thunder. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that one.
Tropic Thunder is one of the full. That movie's hysterical. And I was messing around on Hulu this morning, and it's on Hulu for free now. So I think that causes I'm gonna have to view it again. I mean, the cast in that: Robert Downey Jr., of course, Danny McBride, who was an unknown pretty much at the time, and then of course you got McConaughey, who's great as his agent, and then Tom Cruise kind of steals the movie. And Bill Hader tells a really funny story about working with Tom Cruise. If you want to do something after this, before Jeff Parles and the crew for Sports by the Book at 3 p.m. today.
There you go.
I got it right. Did you see me look out of the corner of my eyes at 3 p.m.? Google Bill Hader talks to Tom Cruise. He tells a story about meeting Tom Cruise, and it's absolutely genius. And then this guy had a residency in Vegas for a long time, so I figured we should mention him. Does he still have a residency here? He's here a lot. Billy Idol, ladies and gentlemen, turned 68, looking every year of that 68. Although he's had some Botox lately. A little bit. Yeah. a little bit. He's 68 years old. He's still rebel yelling. He's still white wedding it. It's amazing. I bet you if you ask Billy Idol, do you think you'll live to be 68? He probably went, no, I don't think so. That was my Billy Idol impression. Also, he's in The Wedding Singer, so a little shout out to Adam Sandler, who's going to be in town. Get Michael Illuminati on that. Get Sandler on this show, damn it. I opened for him like 3 times. I don't know if I can get a hold of him. But anyway, Billy Idol, happy birthday. And I think you have a special birthday you wanted to mention as well, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention it's Mark Twain's birthday. But I just wanted to mention that because my mom used to read me Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer when I was growing up. So love you, Mom.
Is there a gambling angle in that story?
Not in that story, but there is a Tom Sawyer slot machine.
There is?
Yeah.
Does it play the Rush song, Tom Sawyer?
I have no idea.
Tom Sawyer, mean guy. That would be pretty cool if it did. There is a Tom Sawyer. Where at? Here? Do we have one at South Point?
I actually took a walk to see if I could find one. It's not here.
Everywhere you look is Buffalo, baby.
Pretty much.
We got Buffalo fever here.
Buffalo, Sevens.
Buffalo. The hot rod one's right there. We got a lot of slot machines. You got to come down to the South Point and check out the slots. I think there's a Willy Wonka one in the corner on your way to the garage.
Yep.
That one's, come on, Willy Wonka's the best. And of course, what scares me about Willy Wonka? Oompa, don't even sing the song, man. I'm going to have a panic attack. My dad and mom had to carry me out of the theater when I saw Willy Wonka. And I know this gentleman coming up probably saw Willy Wonka. By the way, another celebrity birthday today we missed. Samuel S. Clemens, writer. Samuel S. Clemens, it's his birthday today.
Who?
Samuel S. Clemens.
All right, that's enough of that.
That's enough of that. You don't know who Samuel S. Clemens is?
Couldn't.
And Samuel S. Clemens. Are you guys kidding me? That's Mark Twain's real name. That was the joke.
Wow.
Kevin, I'm educating America's youth here. Yeah, Mark Twain's not his real name. His real name is Samuel S. Clemens. Yeah. That's why I said, it's also his birthday. I thought you'd laugh. And I thought I'd get one of Ryan's patented when I do a joke that he thinks funny, but he doesn't want to commit to it. He just goes, he almost said it. Yeah, Samuel Clemens. You know what? I'm going to get verification on this from trivia expert. Oh, by the way, I'm going to bring him in right now. Ladies and gentlemen, former handicap champion, Vegas, 3rd time appearance, Kevin Belinkoff. Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
Kevin, you're here. Woo, yes, Belinkoff.
It's Samuel L.
Clemens,
not Ed.
Well, that's what. Now,
see, that's If
I said Samuel L. Clemens,
I would have known.
L. Clemens. And would you like my Mark Twain connection?
I would love that.
I played in the I think it was 8th grade presentation of Tom Sawyer. I played Injun Joe.
Oh yeah.
That will never happen again.
That'll never happen again. Can't say
nope,
that.
Very politically incorrect.
So Kevin, I'm texting Ryan something. No.
What?
No, because I just thought of an idea for Kevin for later on. So just look at the text message I sent you on my cellular device. Kevin, you're in the 3-timer club, buddy. You made it. Three time. Yeah.
I'm honored.
You are
honored. I have now I have something in common with Denny Nagel.
You and Denny Nagel, Josh.
Before I didn't.
Yeah. And Dwayne Colucci. Colucci, got to say it. Every time we say Dwayne Colucci. So Kevin, welcome back to the show. We love having you here. That's a great Mark Twain story. I just keep looking at these Thursday night, these Monday night. These unders are ridiculous. 23-3.
They are
23-3 on Sunday and Monday Night Football this season.
Yeah.
And tonight's
Why
Thursday
would you
night
play
football.
it over?
Because
why would you play it over,
Kevin? Because I'm an idiot and I like to.
Because you're stubborn. I do the same thing, but it's at some point you just got to look at the numbers and say, it's just it can't be entirely coincidental. So
yeah, absolutely.
I look at the under tonight as well. I can tell you the Seahawks have gone under in 5 of 6 on Thursday nights, if that helps.
Good numbers, yeah. And we have the South Point line. I'm sure Sean will be throwing up here right now. It's probably it was around 9.
It's 9.5.
9.5. It's up to 9.5 here at South Point. And I don't know. What do you think about tonight's? Everyone, all the sexy money is on Dallas.
Here's the thing. Very, very little in my life gives me the joy I get watching Pete Carroll lose. It is one of the greatest joys in my life.
Now, why is that? What's a little background on that? Why is that?
Why?
Yeah,
because he's so arrogant and obnoxious, and he cheats, and that gum chewing, and that watch when he loses, that look on his face, like, how is this happening to me? And I love it. It gives me such great.
Well, now wait. When they threw the interception in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, where were you and what was your reaction?
Because he was trying to get Russell Wilson the MVP. He had the best running back in the league, and just hand him the ball.
Unbelievable.
But no, cheat Carroll decides he wants to, run everything, and he doesn't have to play by the rules. So now that said, I like winning more than anything.
Okay.
And so I actually like Seattle plus the 9.5 tonight.
So that must be hard
Seattle's
for you. Yeah,
14-1. 14-1 against the number if they lost their last 2 games as an underdog. That's pretty overwhelming. So, and then, Dallas is off a big win. They're 3-7 versus the spread after winning by 21 or more. They just don't have that consistency. And they got Philadelphia next week. So maybe they're, this is kind of a letdown spot between Thanksgiving and then they got Philadelphia. So I like the points. Too many points.
Now, they might be looking ahead to that Philly game. And you mentioned, so you like Seattle. I like that. Now, I want to, because you mentioned Philly.
I kind of hope they lose by less, just, they can lose by 7 and be fine.
Right. Okay.
Then I get to watch Pete Carroll lose, which, is just one of the great moments of my life.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw a picture of him throwing his gum, because he changes his gum out. He throws it not towards a garbage can or anything. He just flicks it behind him, and I'm sure.
I'm Pete Carroll. I can do whatever I want.
I think that's why. That's why Kenny Walker's out. He put one in his eye. Kenny Walker can't see the ball. That's why he's injured. So you mentioned Philadelphia. I'm not a numbers guy as much as you are. That's why we got you on the show. How are they underdogs to the Niners at home? Philly, how can you?
Yeah, they actually opened as a favorite.
Right.
The money has gone on the 49ers.
Huge money.
And I actually like San Francisco in that spot. I still have to look more at the game, so I don't have any numbers for you, but I'm leaning towards San Francisco in that spot. Yeah,
it's one of those lines that jumps out at you when you look at it, I mean, of course
it is. You would think that Philadelphia would be favored at home.
Yeah.
But they're not.
47.5 too. I like that total.
Yeah.
47.5 sounds
the total, what am I on the total in that game?
47.5 right now here.
I got it under. Can't tell you why, but I did make a note to look at the under. So
now,
there you go.
When I look at the lines, that one jumped out. I mean, of course, the first line I look at, and it's because the Steelers are highlighted in yellow on the score app that I use. And they're at home, and I always have to talk about the Steelers. +5 or -5 as 5.5 against Arizona, who just the Rams just shellacked. And I don't know, Kyler Murray, he's an exciting player. He gets 2 plays a game. He's very exciting, but it's not a good football team. And everyone thought they wouldn't even win a game this year. So kudos to their coach, Gannon or whatever, that they've looked respectable.
Underdogs tend to do well. Underdogs tend to do well in the Steelers games.
Yeah.
Steelers are great as an underdog, not such a good favorite. So let's see. I wrote something down for you. Cardinals 4-0-1 against the number before a bye, if that means anything.
Oh, they're bye week next year. Okay, 4-0-1.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's 2-10-1 against the non-division team if they're coming off a road game.
Jeez.
Again, I'm not sure the relevance there, but overall, kind of big picture, I always look toward the underdog in games involving the Steelers. So
yeah, and by the way,
I'll go with Arizona.
Okay, and that's got to be the highest total for the Steeler games. Sean, I'm guessing that might be our highest total, at least from the first couple of games there. 41 points.
And they still keep going under.
I know. And the Steelers under. What was it again? They're 8-2, Sean? Something like 8-2 with the unders.
The under, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but it seems like every team in the NFL is this year. There's just consistently going unders, and the lines are I said this, I think, last time we talked. They're starting to adjust and go down, but it doesn't seem to matter, particularly in those primetime games.
Yeah,
Monday night's gone 1 over the entire year.
My God, that's insane. And that used to be the game. Now, when I was living in Pittsburgh, and Monday night, it depends on what your bookie used to do, but my bookie used to include Monday in the week. So that was your bailout game. That wasn't starting. Some places start fresh. So that was the game where you're like, all right, we need to do this. We need a winner. We need a winner. We would take overs and just root for points and eat wings at Kangaroo's, this restaurant in Pittsburgh on McKnight Road. But and by the way, the over hit on the game, the game I vividly remember watching was the Elway Montana game, the Broncos versus the Chiefs, when it was a Monday night game and Elway scored a touchdown late and they thought the game was over, and then Montana threw that little out right to the pylon and won the game. It was like the most exciting Monday. It was like Montana, one of his last hurrahs. It was on Monday night. It was such a good game. Who's your favorite football player of all time?
My favorite, Barry Sanders, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah. I just think he's just amazing.
I have yet to see this doc. Have you seen this documentary? Bye Bye.
I haven't seen it. No, I've heard a lot about it, but
yeah, me too.
I'd have to say he was my favorite player.
Now, me and my buddy Mike.
I grew up a Rams fan. The Rams were in the Coliseum, and then they moved to Anaheim.
Right.
Then they moved to St. Louis.
Right.
So and in between, they just got worse and worse and worse and worse. So I sort of gave up on the Rams.
Yeah, Bettis was in Anaheim, right? He played when they were in Anaheim, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
I think it was last year.
It was really Dickerson. Dickerson was
he was the big guy. But this, Barry Sanders. I remember we took a pilgrimage from Pittsburgh to Detroit. My buddy's brother lived there, so he's like, I got tickets, got to come see Barry play. And of course, it was a typical Barry Sanders game, right? His first 3 carries, he has like 7 yards, right? Gets caught behind because they were terrible teams, and then all of a sudden, he breaks off like that 60-yard run, and and he was running right at us, right by it. It was unbelievable, and just I've never seen anyone be able to stop, turn, twist, roll. I mean, he was different.
Yeah, just a great ball player. You give him the ball and just let him do his thing.
He was amazing. I want to talk a
He was
little.
great in college too.
Yeah, at Oklahoma State, right? The Cowboys. Yeah, he scored like 400 touchdowns there. I remember.
I don't know. That was the year he won the Heisman. The year everybody thought Aikman was going to win.
Aikman, not to be confused.
Aikman was at UCLA, and then Rodney Peete was at SC at the same time. And there was a discussion as to who was going to win, and it was Barry Sanders.
Yeah, and deserving. Any live comments going on over there, Ryan?
Just about the live comments knew it was Mark Twain.
Okay, knew it was Mark Twain. All right, good. Yeah. Well, I was wondering if the guy who demanded Kevin's appearance to come back. Kevin, you had a fan that said more Kevin Belinkoff, and you're back. So anyway.
Yeah, my mom, she does that.
Your mom's nice. Well, I hope that's not your mom with that handle name that this person has. Which, by the way, he gave out the Columbus Blue Jackets last night, and they didn't win.
Nope, they did not.
He was all about Columbus.
They didn't win.
Started a little trolling going on and things. So anyway, all right, let's touch football. I came down here at South Point. I ran into 4 people with 4 different University of Washington jerseys, and I've seen some Oregon shirts. So we got a big Pac-12 championship literally right down the street at 3333 Al Davis Way. That's the street it's on. Allegiant is 3333. There's 4 threes, but it's because I think they won 3 Super Bowls. I wonder if that's how they got the 333 Al Davis.
Are they going to change it? Well, they won't do that for a while.
That's going to be a while. That's I already said that. It's going to be a while before they change that. But anyway. Common guy, don't look at the numbers as much. When I saw the line open at 10, and I think it's down to 9 or 9.5 here at the South Point. What do we have the Pac-12 championship?
I can't explain it.
9.5, 66.
66.
9.5. Yeah.
I mean, I was shocked.
Washington hadn't lost. You know, they're still undefeated. They beat Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon's playing great football.
Yes.
There's no question about that. But the number's just too high here.
It is.
Washington's coach is an unbelievable underdog. You know, he was at Purdue, and then I think it was Western Kentucky before that. He's 6-1 as an underdog, which is pretty amazing. So I'll take Washington and the points here. I don't know if they're good enough to win. They're not. You know, as I say, Oregon is playing great football, but 9.5.
I know.
That kind of leaps out at me.
Yeah,
so,
it totally leapt. I leapt up and kicked me in the head. I was like, wait, that can't be right. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Now, is there any other games that you have your eye on? Anything that you want to maybe give our viewers here? Our 747.
Yeah, I was. Well, you know, you've got UNLV there as well going on Saturday.
Oh, that's Alex.
That's another line that. That's another line that kind of strange because you know UNLV's played really well. Traditionally they're awful, but this has been a great season for them. They're at home. They're an underdog. The underdog in the Mountain West Championship is 9-2 against the number. Boise State's 0-7 against the number if they won their last game by more than a touchdown. UNLV's 5-0 this year as an underdog. So it all adds up to UNLV for me. Again, it'll be, you know, Boise State is weird and they're difficult to figure out. But, you know, this is kind of a pick'em game. And so I'll always take the points and go with UNLV.
Got to go with the local.
The other game I was looking at was Louisville. Florida State, just, you know, they're banged up. And Louisville's off a horrible game. I mean, they just played terribly. They are 15-6 against the number as an underdog coming off a straight-up loss. And their coach, who's another great coach, he's 11-0. That's the guy. He was at Purdue and he was at Western Kentucky, not the Washington.
Okay.
But he's 11-0 as an underdog off a straight-up loss.
Wow.
I mean, you know, again, I'll take the points here. Florida State's got to win to get in the playoffs. That you know, Louisville doesn't have to worry about that anymore. But it'll be a close game, and I'll take the points. I'll grab the points almost always in these championship games. It's just, you know, that's
a good tip. Yeah.
Just when you think somebody's unbeatable, you know, I think Michigan's unbeatable this week. Did you see the point total for Iowa?
Yeah, it's 6.5.
The over-under for team 6.5 in the first half. It's a half a point. You can bet the over. All I got is
score.
Stumble upon a point somehow.
A lucky bad snap that turns into a safety. I didn't know it was a half because I know Chris Andrews.
It's a half a point. It's I think minus 130 or minus 120 or something. So you do have to lay a little juice. But
come on,
I mean, without even trying, they can score a point. Although Iowa played one good team this year and they didn't score. That was Penn State.
Yeah,
they
that's
got
true.
shut out. So
wait,
they may get shut out again.
So if I'm allowed to, I don't think I'm allowed to take video going to a window, but you have me, the king of, you can't. Maybe, can I get, I'm Frank Nicotero from Punchlines. I want to place a bet. I want video of me placing a bet on over a half point for an entire
I know. It's crazy. I mean, hockey teams don't have a half. That's one of their.
That's just ridiculous. A half point for the first half over.
And 6.5 for the game.
Yeah. Well, that, you know, Chris Andrews, our sportsbook director here, he tweeted about that because the line is, what is the line? 22, 23? And the over-under.
Like
yeah. And the over-under is like 31. I don't know. What?
It's over.
That's okay. It's on the screen.
35. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's minus 22. So 35.5. Yeah. That's just, oh my God. It's just such a
They're not letting you bet teasers either. No teasers on this game because especially if you were like, you know, you could tease the Iowa, I guess the Iowa first half total, you could tease to plus 5.5. I mean,
so you've already won. As soon as you place that bet, you found the wrinkle, Kevin. I'm going to go to the counter now and go, I've already won. So why don't you just, before I place the bet, just give me $200. I love that. So speaking of college football championship, there's South Point. We have some college football props out. Which team will score the most points on Saturday, December 2nd? We can't do first score, obviously, because the starting times are staggered. It looks like Texas at 5-1. Is that the best odds to be the highest scoring team?
Yeah, Texas has got to. They've got to run up the score.
Yeah,
because
they have to get in.
They've got to. if Alabama beats Georgia, which could happen.
Yeah.
I like Alabama in that game again, taking the points.
Yep.
Then Texas has to make a case that it's really unfair. They went to Alabama, they won.
Yeah.
What else are they supposed to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Beat Kansas is the answer to that question. But
right.
so anyway, that's that. My guess is that's why Texas has got the numbers going in their direction.
Yeah, 5-1. Longest shot, Iowa, 500-1.
500.
If anyone,
I think it could be 5,000.
It could be 5,000,
and they still wouldn't take $1.
I'll tell you what. If anyone comes to the South Point and makes that bet, you got to show us the ticket. There's no way anyone. That would be Chaminade beating Ralph Sampson in Virginia. Epic. There's no way.
But I'd say worse.
Yeah,
I
worse.
mean, not just they don't have to just cover.
Yeah.
They don't have to just win. They have to be the highest scoring
team. Yeah, you know what? Do I have the ability to change lines here at South Point as host of Punchlines? I'm going to change that to 50,000-1. Chris,
you should, and they'd still win. Yeah.
Casino would still clean up 50,000-1 because everyone's going to put $5 on it. Guess what? Not going to happen. I'm telling you right now, Chris.
No,
we could get some ink. He's not going to let me do that. All right,
500-1. Wow.
And then the bottom of the page. This is for me. I think Chris made this bet for me to bet here at the South Point. The college football Grand Salami. Do you have any idea of what? Can you see it? Do you see what it is?
Yeah, 407.5.
407. Now I liked it at 407. I really did. I had crunched my numbers.
That extra half is going to kill you.
That hook.
The hook killed me because I crunched my numbers. I was up all night in the lab, as I like to call it.
Now it's just the Saturday games, right? So it's not the Friday game.
Yes.
Just the Saturday
games. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. I got
9 games.
9. Oh no, 8 games. 8 games.
Chris just texted and said Frank is not making our numbers.
Chris Andrews, the sportsbook director, who's sitting way back there. Was it in all caps that
No.
Frank is not allowed to make lines?
No, but he did put a period at the end.
He put a period.
No discussion about it.
There's no discussion. All right, it's staying at 500-1. I might bet it. I'll put $1 on it. What's the minimum bet I can make here? I've only ever. What is it? $2? Because I only roll. I do C notes only, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Okay. So Chris, anyone you can't take anything I said. This is entertainment. It's 500-1. Iowa, highest scoring team. So
50,000-1. I'm telling you, he should make the
telling you.
Can you imagine the traffic they'd get in the sports book? 50,000-1.
Chris, I mean, all right, but no.
I may score as many points as Iowa does on Saturday. Just think of it that way.
That's true, and you're not even wearing the big Tony Dorsett pads. I love that bet. So 407, I had crunched 407. It's 407.5. So how many games are there? Are there 8? Did we determine?
8 on.
So they're figuring.
Saturday,
so that's like 50 points a game. They're figuring roughly 50 points a game.
Your math isn't quite
8 times
fair,
50.
But,
Well, 8 times 50 would be 400.
Right, but you got to go more than 400.
Well, I said a little over 50. Jesus.
Okay, all right. I don't know. I'll look at the under there just because I'm stubborn and
I know
it's so much more fun to bet overs. I get it.
Just
Most
know
people
that
play overs. It's just more fun, especially a bet like that. You can watch every game and get excited about it. But you've got a situation where you've got 8 games and you've got one team of those 16 that is not supposed to score 7 points.
That's true. So now that that's a good
think
point.
of it that way.
And what are they? 50,000-1 being the highest scoring team? Oh, 500-1. I keep getting that mixed up. Lastly, Ryan, did you get my text? I've never texted you during a show, and I texted you.
Yes, I did.
All right, before we let Kevin go, I remembered this just shortly before air that Kevin and I are both massive fans of the Brady Bunch. And Brady Bunch?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
okay.
That's right.
So now Kevin, my sister and I used to always do Brady Bunch trivia. We're really good. My sister Gina.
She's really good.
Yeah, she's
really good.
My sister's really, really good. We used to have this thing. We'd come home. The show was on at like 3 o'clock. So we would watch the opening to a Brady Bunch episode, and the first person who could tell you what the episode was. By the way, Ryan, this is before you had on-screen programming telling you season 8, episode 4. Yes. This is when the TV guy just said, Brady Bunch is on, watch it, damn it. So we'd watch it, and then if Peter's, skipping home, you're like, Peter made the Glee Club, or that's not even an episode, but it's close. Yeah. Anyway, so we would have contests. But anyway, Kevin is an undisputed champ of trivia of Brady Bunch. And I told Ryan, look up the hardest Brady Bunch trivia questions you can find. Ryan, hit us with 1 or 2 here.
Which Brady was on a TV quiz show?
Oh, well, Cindy, right?
Cindy.
That's not.
Yeah,
you
froze
Googled
up.
hard?
Froze up. Yeah.
It didn't specify whether it was easy or hard.
I said super
I just
hard.
picked one out of the random 30
Jesus
questions.
Christ. Could you name? I'll tell you what, Ryan.
There's 30 questions. You told me to limit to 2. I just read the one that was in the middle.
Can you name all 6 Brady kids, Ryan? Can
No.
You? Yeah, just-
I couldn't name.
He can't?
I could name the 4 that's the options right here.
Can you know? Do you have
You're
any?
like a communist
I've
or
never
something.
seen
How
the
can
Brady
you
Bunch.
You've
not
never
know who
seen an episode of the.
No,
Never?
I'm 23 years old.
Not only am I making the line to 50,000, Ryan, you're fired. Ryan's out. And find
No,
a new Ryan.
Frank, tie him to a chair and make him watch.
You know what? Next time we make a bet, my man Ryan, the penalty if you lose, well, you'll have to watch 5 episodes of the Brady Bunch.
Okay.
Or the Brady Bunch movie. You never saw the Brady Bunch movie? It's on. You
Brady
wouldn't,
Bunch
but he
movie's
would,
great.
but he
You have
wouldn't
to-
get it.
You have to know
He wouldn't
the,
get it. Yeah,
the
he-
series.
all
to
the jokes
appreciate
would be
the movie.
lost on him. Damn it.
Yes.
When Greg got the job at Sam Butcher's shop, what was he saving up to buy?
Oh wow! Now
Ooh.
the obvious ones for a child.
Was it a car?
I would say
believe it was a
car or
car.
guitar.
It was neither of those.
Oh God, Kevin, what was
No.
it?
A surfboard.
A surfboard.
Surfboard.
And of course, when you hear Greg Brady and surfboard, what music pops into your head immediately, Kevin?
Yeah,
That's the tiki music, the evil do 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 do. And
that's right.
And
Yeah, and then
nodding
when you
her
hear
head.
that music, you either think of the tiki or what?
Vincent Price,
The tarantula.
the tarantula crawling up. Of course, yes. No,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
horrified of spiders, and that made it even more official. That's what we'll do. If he loses, he has to watch. And I believe that was 2 episodes, the Hawaiian trip, right?
At least, yeah.
It was at
Now
least 2.
you know, of course, who the famous guest star was.
Vincent
right?
Price.
Vincent Price.
Yeah.
Now, here's a good one for you. What 2 roles did Jim Backus play as a
God.
guest star?
Now,
Played
I remember-
2 entirely different roles on the
Okay,
radio.
now when I hear Jim Backus was on a show, Ryan, called Gilligan's Island. Have you ever heard of Gilligan's Island?
I've heard of Gilligan's
You've never
Island.
seen Gilligan's Island?
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
God.
Jesus, Kevin, I know. Jim
You heard of
Backus,
Mr. Magoo?
Mr. Magoo.
I have.
Okay, he
yeah,
did the
I've heard
voice
it.
of Mr. Magoo.
Okay, because he was the voice of Mr. Magoo.
He gave Peter or Bobby a bunch of gum for the pool table episode. Something that Jim Backus was a rich
The
guy.
pool table episode was where he was Mike Brady's boss.
That's right. And didn't he give him a bunch of chewing gum? Wasn't that something? Was that him?
I remember the pool table. And,
I remember the pool
and he
table
won
too.
money. Maybe that's
But instead
yeah.
of money, I
but
think
there
he
was
gave
another. He
chewing gum.
appeared in a much earlier episode.
I don't remember that.
And it was a 2-parter. Also, that's your clue.
Was it the prospector? Was it out the?
Yes, he was the prospector at the Grand Canyon. Well done, Frank.
I did it. I did. Now, see, I can't tell you anything about numbers like Kevin can on these games, which, by the way, the numbers he pulls out coming off a bye week, going into a bye week, this is why he was demanded by our subscribers to be on the show.
Yeah.
Because you crunch numbers like no one else. You give us great tips. Tonight, you are taking the 9.5 in Seattle tonight.
Yeah, I'll take Seattle, and I'll take the under as well. But I like the side.
Okay, and those championship games, look at the points, right? Because they're usually
Always. You always, they say when you play an underdog, 3 things can happen and 2 of them are good. So
there you go. There you go. And by the way, I've been given the authority to at least do this: that Kevin will be back on the show to become a 4-timer. I'm going to go ahead and announce that right
Oh
now.
my goodness,
Kevin will be back.
we talked
Kevin
we talked about this. I'm gonna try and come out there and actually be there live with you.
Kevin
because,
Belinkoff. Yes.
that's more fun than anything.
And are we
Ryan,
talking?
have you gambled with Frank yet?
He has not gambled with me
You
yet. We
have to
haven't.
go play blackjack with Frank. It is one of the more entertaining experiences you'll ever have.
We'll do it around the holidays.
promise you.
Are we gonna have a holiday party? Is there who's planning the holiday party? What do we got to do?
We'll do it.
We got to do that. If-
Brian's taking everybody on a cruise, from what I
Now,
heard.
Kevin,
That'd be the
excellent.
trip of a lifetime,
And I'm telling
tell
you,
you
you know
what.
how we could raise the money? By making Iowa 50,000 to 1. That could be our holiday pool money, Chris Andrews. This is gold, Jerry, gold. I'm turning into Banya, and I know you love Seinfeld, Chris. So anyway, it's sticking at 500 to 1. I don't want to get fired. Kevin, as always,
Well,
your
5,000
number,
at least.
5,000 at least. Your numbers.
They're not going to score. They're not going to score more than 10 points,
Will
maybe.
you, if they're the highest scoring team, will you bankroll the loss for the hotel? Did he freeze? Did his feed freeze? I know sometimes we get freezes. He just all of a sudden was like this. I think that's it. It's staying at 500 to 1. All right. I'm gonna put.
Are they taking any bets? Find that out if you can. Find out if they actually have any action.
Tomorrow on tomorrow's show. We're gonna look into that. We'll find out. And by the way, I'm gonna guarantee you right now there will be at least one $5 bet because I'm gonna do it. All right. Should we? We'll take a quick break, Kevin. As always, the most informative numbers and stuff and the picks you give. And you want to talk about another guy who crunches numbers and knows everything about the games we're going to talk about. He's coming up next live in studio. Jeff Parles will be here in 2 minutes. We'll be right back. Kevin, thank you. Awesome job.
Thank you, Kevin.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world. Our gaming amenities include over 60 table games and over 2,600 of the most popular slot and video poker machines. We have penny slots, including the popular Buffalo games, and real machines like Wheel of Fortune, Triple Sevens, and Megabucks. If you prefer video poker, try Deuces Wild, Double Double Bonus, or a variety of multi-denomination games. Or try your hand at one of the most popular casino table games in the world, Blackjack. Don't let the game intimidate you. Blackjack, also known as 21, is both easy and fun, and our dealers are always happy to assist. And the best part? Blackjack always pays 3 to 2. Next, check out the roulette tables. Roulette is one of the easiest casino games to learn, and so much fun to play. It's a favorite of both beginners and seasoned players. In addition to blackjack and roulette, our casino pit features over 60 popular table games like Baccarat, Pai Gow Poker, 3-Card Poker, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Mississippi Stud. So get out of your room and come join in the fun.
So our sportsbook director, Chris Andrews, just came into the studio to remind me that I don't make the lines. No, he came in and talked about the Brady Bunch and the sad Brady Bunch music when one of the kids came home. You knew it was going to be a sad episode. But apparently, I do not have the authority to change the line to the sportsbook, Brian. It's staying at 500 to 1 that Iowa will be the highest scoring team. Again, I might take side action on my own. You can find me at Frank Nicotero on social media. No, I'm not doing that. Anyway, Kevin, great numbers. Iowa 500 to 1 is the highest scoring team. I don't know. Let's get the take on this from Jeff Parles, host of Sports by the Book, the anchor show here at the South Point Casino. Jeff is in studio with us on Thursdays. What do you think? 500 to 1 Iowa?
You could just give me the $5 instead.
Should I just do that?
That's what you should do. Or buy Sean some McDonald's fries. I mean, just pay it forward. See, Sean perked up in the corner with that. I mean, just pay it forward instead of wasting the $5.
But wait, what if I parlayed the first half over a half with the Iowa 500 to 1? I don't think you can parlay props.
I don't think you can, but
I'm going to do it anyway.
I will tell you, Frank. It's
not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
What about the half?
The half, and
is that a bet?
So I brought this up. I think I brought this up to you earlier in the week when I came in.
Yeah, you helped out on Monday. I think right?
Whatever it was. Days merge together.
Yes, they do. There's
so
no clocks.
I have made. There's one other bet that I made like that in the past.
Okay.
Pandemic season. You remember when the Broncos had to play without a quarterback?
Yeah, that third string.
Kendall Hinton had to play. He was a wide receiver. Played a little bit of quarterback at Wake Forest. And it wasn't even a pre-flop number. It was an in-game second half total where the Broncos were a half because they were getting shut out,
right?
Plus money. I bet it. They got a turnover. McManus made like a 58-yard field goal, and we won the bet. It was my second favorite win of that 2020 season. But I've never seen anything like this.
A
half for both halves. Both halves.
It's both halves?
It's first half and second half. We're both a half. Now, when you have it spread that high and the total that low, for what it's worth, I like the over in that game.
It's 30, what is it? 30?
35.
35 and a half.
35 and 22, right?
Yes.
20, yeah. I like Michigan in the over.
Okay.
Where I think Michigan last week was a thrilling win.
Yes.
They're obviously, okay, look, you can let down. No. Harbaugh's back on the sidelines.
Right.
they are so they at this point to me are just proving to everyone that this whole Connor Stallions garbage was just garbage. That's what it was. And I would not be shocked. The only other opponent that Iowa played somewhat like Michigan this year was Penn State.
Okay.
And that game was a train wreck. It was 31-0.
Right.
Where you're telling me Penn State puts 31 on them?
That Michigan
can't put 40 on them?
Yeah.
I do think Iowa scores in this game for what it's worth.
I
think they score 3 or 7.
Not maybe
One
like
score.
a turnover, maybe like a weird fumble.
Maybe they hit a 70-yard run by accident. But Michigan, again, it's a huge number, but I have a hard time seeing Michigan not covering that number.
But don't they got to get the style points and everything, for the.
They're going to be there if they're going to know what seed they're playing for.
Yeah.
Because if Georgia beats Alabama earlier in the day, Michigan's capping out at number 2.
Okay.
So they're going to Pasadena regardless if Georgia wins. Now, if Georgia loses to Alabama, then Michigan's playing for the 1 seed, which, could be a date with Alabama.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound too fun.
Jeez. Yeah, it's gonna. I think more so than any other year, they're talking about the chaos that could happen here. Florida State goes undefeated, and
this was we've discussed this on Sports by the Book.
Yeah,
this was the perfect year for a 12th year.
This is when they needed it
because you can put Florida State in.
Yeah,
even with Jordan Travis or not feel guilty about it, even if they're not of a quality of a top 4 team.
Right.
Both the teams in Atlanta this week, Alabama and Georgia, they both go. Both the teams here playing just north of us.
Right.
Washington and Oregon both go. Last week's game, Michigan and Ohio State both go to the playoff. Where this week, it's basically, all right, we're playing for seeding for the byes, and we're playing for whoever wins Tulane SMU. Congratulations, you're getting the last seed in this tournament. That's basically what we would be playing for this week. Missouri, Ole Miss, and Penn State, I think, would be safely in.
Your beloved Missouri.
At this rate because they wouldn't be playing this week.
Yeah.
Mizzou could move up if Alabama lost the SEC championship game. But again, I'm talking Fantasy Island because we're 1 year off from this.
God. And now Missouri, you're talking. They could go to the Fiesta Bowl. Is that what you're thinking?
This
is where you graduated. Missouri.
So yes, amazingly so.
You did graduate.
Yes, I did.
Okay, you did graduate.
yes, I did. The 1 through 10 automatically go.
Right.
To a New Year's 6, unless if you get some real convoluted stuff, which would take Iowa beating Michigan, not happening, which would take Oklahoma State beating Texas, unlikely, but a lot more likely than Iowa.
Right.
It's 50, what is it? Texas 15, right? 15. 15. Like unlikely. And then Louisville and Florida State are both going. Like if Florida State wins, they're going to the playoff.
Right.
And by the way the contract breaks, Louisville's going to the Orange Bowl. They have to take that ACC team if they're in the top 20, and Louisville will be in the top 20.
Okay.
It's either going to be the Cotton Bowl or the Fiesta Bowl.
And you'll jump in the car and head.
If it's a Fiesta Bowl, I'd love to be there. New Year's Day, early morning, 10 a.m.
Oh man,
in Phoenix. It's early morning.
That's very early.
If you'd be able to manage.
Are they on our same time schedule? I know Arizona doesn't change clocks.
Arizona's in. All right. Ryan has to confirm this for me. But I'm fairly certain.
What's that?
Ask Siri.
Ask Siri.
Right.
Yeah,
hold on a second. This is very simple. Time in
Arizona's on their own.
Time in Phoenix, so they're on Mountain Standard.
Right.
So they're an hour ahead of us right now. So it'd actually be 11 a.m. in Arizona.
Right.
Excuse me.
They don't fall back, right?
They don't fall
they
back.
don't
No,
move. They don't move. They don't move. They're always. There's always a Mountain Standard.
Because my grandparents lived there as a kid, and when we'd call late, when we'd have to do long distance. Remember when you have to use to time long distance calls to after a certain hour to make them cheaper? And Dan remembers.
I'm fairly certain they're the only. I'm fairly certain they're the only state in the union. I know Indiana threatened to do that a while ago and ended up not doing it.
Does Hawaii change?
Well, Hawaii's always got different times anyway.
But Indiana. Oh, you want to talk about Indiana? I had a show. I had like a run in Indiana where you had to do you did 3 shows in 3 nights.
So what, you did the Bloomington, Indianapolis, Terre Haute trio?
Cedar Rapids, that's Iowa.
Evansville?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So I was driving around Indiana, and there's parts of the state that are different times than other parts of the state.
Yes, that's correct.
And I'm showing up to a show, I'm thinking I'm late. They're like, there's no one there. I'm like, did I miss a show? They're like, no, it's not for an hour. I'm like, but what?
So yeah, Indiana, Tennessee are the 2 big ones.
Oh, Tennessee does that too?
Yes, Tennessee is
screwy.
So when I was in college, when I was a senior in college, student radio, I had play-by-play of Mizzou, Tennessee.
Okay.
Mizzou wins the game. Tennessee's in the Eastern time zone.
Okay.
But or Knoxville's in the Eastern time zone, I should say. but I have a flight out of Nashville the next morning, which is in the Central Time
Right.
zone.
It makes no
Totally
sense.
screwy.
It's
completely
ridiculous.
screwy.
That shouldn't be legal. You know what? If I become president, they got to all do the same time.
You know what the most fun one is though? The
Indiana
state of Kansas is technically in 2 times.
They are too?
Yeah.
I just know the Indiana debacle that I had. That's weird.
Somehow, Sherman County, Kansas is in the Mountain Standard Time Zone.
And then the rest of the state?
All in Central.
That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem normal. It's really not. Indiana, I got really screwed up. So Kevin Belinkoff was here. He had some great numbers to back up why he likes Seattle tonight. What's your feeling on tonight's game? Everyone is thinking Dallas, of course.
I'm not betting this.
Yeah,
Not everything feels right.
Yeah.
I think the Seahawks. We talked about this on Monday on the show. Seattle's schedule's disastrous,
And they got to fly everywhere.
And you know what the thing is too. When that lost 2 weeks ago against the Rams, it was like, all right, it's a game you kind of got to have. The Rams play them well.
Yeah, but McVay always
and they lost that game.
Yeah.
And you knew once they lost that game, you knew that was, especially when Geno got hurt short week, you knew that was turning into 2. And the Niners throttled them on Thanksgiving. The only reason that game wasn't even worse was because of the pick 6 that Purdy threw. And now Seattle's reward for that is Dallas, San Francisco, and Philadelphia, which by the way, Frank, the NFL did its first ever Monday Night Flex.
Oh, they did.
Seattle and Philadelphia moves from the Sunday, December 17th to Monday, December 18th.
Wow.
The Patriots are so bad that the NFL willingly flexed out Mahomes and Kelsey from Monday night to Sunday afternoon.
That's a shocker.
Just shows how bad the Patriots are that they were willing to take that game out of prime time.
Oh, my God.
By the way, for tonight, I'm not betting it. If you made me bet it, I'd lay it with Dallas.
Really? Yeah, that's what I kind of thought Dallas too, but after Kevin threw some numbers out there, and I don't know, maybe I'll just watch it. Maybe I'll just do a prop because I'm going to be at the window doing props on that Iowa
betting overs
over on the half point. I got to have that ticket for the show alone. I got to have it. Ryan, are you think
just on principle, right?
Just on principle.
Yeah.
I mean, a half point.
Yeah, principle.
You got to do it. I'm going to the window and I'm going to ask Chris permission to tape it.
You know the best part about it would be if you win on a safety.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you cover.
Win on a safety or win on a blocked PAT.
Something.
Go the other way for 2.
Oh, my God.
Those would be the 2 best possible results.
That would be hysterical. I love it. Anything going on over there, Ryan?
Live comment-wise, Frank said Kevin and Jeff back-to-back is good stuff. Big numbers crunching episodes.
You know what? I was literally Frank Murgy who sent me the Chromebook. I will have live comments for me to read tomorrow. Not taking that away from you, Ryan, but I just want to be able to see at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But I was going to say something. This has been a great episode because, I mean, Kevin comes with his numbers. Jeff, he doesn't even need that computer. You know, that computer's not even on. It's not even on. His battery,
I wish you were being truthful there. That'd be pretty impressive.
The battery died 3 weeks ago. He just does that for show, ladies and gentlemen. He's got it all up here. He's Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind.
This is more what I've learned about myself with doing this now for a few years. Is I only just have this as more reference because the more notes I have, the more likely I'm going to screw up.
It's more of a crutch. Yeah, it's better once you look at something in your memory. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first started doing radio in Columbia, Missouri, I would have like notes upon notes upon notes. And I just keep screwing stuff up. And I was like, get rid of the notebook. Just have one little thing of what I exactly need, and shows are a lot better.
I completely agree. I completely agree. Tomorrow we have a packed show tomorrow. We got Craig Shoemaker, who's going to be at the Laugh Factory. I will also be there with him this weekend. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Amber Lee, Amber from Pittsburgh. She's coming on the show. And who else is the third? Oh, someone from
Steiner's.
From Steiner's, which I want to mention. Thank you all for watching the show, our 747 subscribers, but also everybody at Dom's Pizza in Trafford. Jimmy Vaccaro's probably getting a massage right now, but we know I just learned that Jimmy Vaccaro gets 2 massages a day. So we want to thank Dom's Pizzeria for watching the show in Trafford. We want to thank Steiner's here in Vegas. We're coming for wings soon. Wings and pizza and beer soon. Chris and I talked about it. Everyone's invited. You know who's going to pay for it? If we make Iowa 50,000 to 1, Chris, we're going to get so much extra cash to go to Steiner's. And the Oasis, O''ACES, not the Oasis, Oasis, which I love. They have the show on every day too. You got Sports by the Book coming up in about 2 hours.
Yep.
That is correct.
3 p.m.
I got the time right every time today. Today was one of my favorite. This is the best show of the week. A lot of good stuff from Kevin. Kevin, what do you think? Will you bankroll? Can we cut to Kevin right now? Kevin, would you bankroll that if we make it 5,000 to 1? And there's Kevin's reaction. He's frozen. and also stunned that I nailed both Brady Bunch questions. He gives us Cindy Brady. He can't even name the Brady kids, Ann. What is the screening process for hiring here? Number one question. What's better, Brady Bunch or Partridge Family? Brady Bunch. Name 3 Bradys. Can't name 3 Bradys.
I didn't even know what the other show you named is.
You've never heard of the Partridge Family. Come on, get happy. Hey, there's a sign there in the school bus. The little, come on, get happy.
The Magic School Bus?
Oh, Jesus. All right, I got to go. What school bus? The Magic School Bus?
Magic School Bus. See, now he's
What
talking
the
my
hell?
language
And
too.
I have to go.
Miss Frizzle, let's go.
I'm going to go take my Geritol and some Metamucil and lie down for my nap so I can watch my stories later on. And then I'm going to have dinner by, probably by 4. I got to eat by 4. And then I watch Matlock on my TV to end the day.
He definitely doesn't know what Matlock is.
Yeah, he knows. You know Matlock.
There's no way he knows Matlock. Come on.
He's heard of it because it's like a punchline for every old.
The Brady Bunch aired from September 26th, 1969 to
Yes.
March 8th, 1974. And you're
Yes.
expecting me to know that?
But you have to understand that it was on in syndication back then. So I don't remember them when they first aired. I was 4 or 5 when it went off the air. But when you came home from school, we only had 3 or 4 channels. You threw your books down that were wrapped in brown paper bags. Remember? And my mom would do it. And then you'd watch the Brady Bunch for like an hour, then match game. And then you'd go out and throw a Nerf football around. You'd have some dinner. Off the bed. That was it.
I will tell you, Frank, and I'm probably going to out myself on this,
Okay.
that I like watching Dancing with the Stars. The only way that I think Ryan would know any of the Dancing with the
Barry
Stars ones
Williams
because
was on
Barry
this.
Williams was on this season.
Do you watch Dancing with the Stars?
That is something I did watch with my mom when I was younger.
Okay, so not
Get home from
anymore. I
football
wouldn't even know it.
practice. Yeah, no, I
But that would probably be
haven't
the only
watched
way
it
you know who
since
Barry Williams
Brady
is.
Kid had to
I
have
was
been
in
on one of those earlier
middle
seasons,
school.
though. I think Marsha was on, wasn't she? I'll tell you what. I'll end on this, which is really sad. I did warm up on Dance with the Stars a few times, and Florence Henderson was in the audience. Now, this was Mrs. Brady. She was the mom.
Okay.
Anyway, I went up to her, and I don't know if I was on mic or not. Just on a break, I was like, hey, I just want to thank you. You know, you were like a second mom. I grew up with you. And she was the nicest woman. And then she died 2 weeks later.
You want to end on that note?
I know, I can't end on that. She died later, shortly after. We got to end up, you know what we're going to do? We're going to sing the Partridge Family theme song. What? Oh, wait.
My note.
What? Your note? Oh, my God. Final one last birthday. We had a birthday.
There we go. This is a happy note. Yes.
Yeah, and a happy note. A birth. It's full circle. Circle
Actual
of life.
birthday.
Circle of
yesterday.
life.
Yep.
Happy birth announcement. The original engineers of this very studio, Des and Ken, had birth of Ken, right?
Kenny.
They call him Kenny. Yeah. So congratulations to Des and Ken, the original engineers of this very studio here, which is now where we rock 2 shows, 3 shows. Because we got the horse racing show too.
Race Day,
But congratulations on little Kenny. I love that. That's very cute. So congratulations. That's an up note to end the show. One of my favorite shows we've ever done. More laughs in this show. And tomorrow I will have my tickets showing that I bet Iowa. And I will have a Chromebook here sent by Frank Murgy. This is it. Jeff Parles, thank you. Kevin, thank you. Everybody for watching. Ryan, Sean, Jerry, and Punchlines, Lines, live in Nevada. Every show. See you tomorrow.